my dear friends. It's Lorrie here on Vancouver Island. It is the end of June, well, not quite the end of June, but the last week of June, and it's time for another garden tour. Now, the first thing that you'll see that's brand new is this beautiful, beautiful cedar planter that my husband bought for my birthday. The most wonderful guy in the world. My lilacs are looking pretty good. They should flower again. These little dwarf lilacs are supposed to flower 3 times a year. So they should be flowering soon. For now, I've just put some marigolds in there and they should fill it up for this year. But in the fall, I'm going to move some of my bulbs. I'm going to move these peonies that are over here, taking over, falling all over. I need to come out here and do some trimming and some weeding. But yeah, so I'm going to move these peonies into that big box. And I don't know what else yet, but for now, that's that. My mallow plants are doing wonderfully. My echinacea back there, I harvested a bunch of leaves a couple weeks ago, but it's looking lovely. This, I don't know what this is. I left it here intentionally because I thought it might be a wildflower that I planted, because I planted a bunch of wildflowers in here. I need to now go get my book. I don't know if these are going to become flowers or what. Or if those are just seed pods, I have no idea. If you know what it is, tell me. And again, you can see I have to come and weed out front here. I'm going to also move a bunch of these daffodils. I'm going to leave the ones in the front, but the ones that are in the back, I'm going to move them and put them over here where they can protect my other tulip that always gets eaten by the deer. And then we've got some flowers in the back there. I don't remember what they are. I have no idea what they are. So we'll see. This is a weed. That's a weed. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there and let's keep going. So you can see my little roses are getting choked out in here. But they're flowering. There's one of them. A couple of them over here that are also flowering. My little sunflowers there have finally come up. And they're little guys. They're going to put flowers out here pretty soon. They're very interesting looking. My yellow rose, flowers all over. I'm actually not pulling the flowers. Usually I pull the flowers off during the year, but I actually want to harvest the rose hips. I want to harvest all my rose hips this year. So I am leaving all of my flowers where they are. We'll see what happens. My mint bed was looking awfully thirsty, so I came out and I think I came out and watered. And then I think I've told you guys that this is actually an elephant garlic that I planted years ago, and then I threw like 6 or 7 inches of dirt over top of it. And as you can see, it just dies off every year, and it's too deep for me to actually pull or dig the garlic out. So I just leave it there. It never seems to flower, so I don't know, that's kind of weird. Here, we'll pull this other one out. You can see the bluebell is, oh, look at that, actually pulled the whole bulb out. That is not very much of a bulb for a giant garlic that's been growing for years. It's quite disappointing. But anyway, there's that rose there. Dave is going to actually move that rose or take that rose out this fall and try to get rid of all this creeping bluebell that goes all over in here. And I'd like to put, you can see there's a rose over there. I've got some calendula in the front. And then I have another little rose over here. And I just got another rose for my birthday that I'd like to also put in here. It might just have to go in a pot for now. So here's some more little miniature sunflowers. So cute. And let's see. So my climbing rose is climbing. I need to weave it into that trellis back there. I've got some other, this is, I think it's a lily. It smells beautiful, and I'm surprised it came up. I thought Dave had taken all, he tried to take all of them out. He tried to clean this bed out, but it's still a mess. Look at all the weeds. at all the weeds and the grass, the crazy grass coming up. But my sunflowers are doing okay. Look at this one. This is one of my tall mammoth sunflowers. And I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 and a little bit, 4 feet and a little bit. Anyway, there's that garden. And now, open the gate. Go into the backyard. So, this is still kind of a disaster and kind of not a disaster. So we trimmed this tree today. And one of the things that we question is, if you look at it, the one half of it looks beautiful, healthy, and alive, and the other does not. And I'm wondering if they might be two different plants. If you look down at the base here, you can actually see that they probably are two different plants. And one of them is not doing so good. So we trimmed it off, and we decided we're going to wait and see what happens with it in the spring. So there's that. Trimmed this little guy back too, not too much. I've got some wild oregano growing back there. My lavender is going to flower, so that is nice. My thyme, I let it flower. It's now becoming a bee magnet. My sage is still flowering, but it's getting closer and closer to being done, and time to trim that back. My oregano again has gone crazy, and I probably should come and trim that back. My poor blueberries. There's one blueberry there that gets just eaten up by the oregano every year. There's another one in there underneath all that sage that's just getting smothered every year because my sage bush is so big. So I'm going to move a couple of them. I've been wondering what to do with this area of the garden. And I've used it for random things over the last few years, but I think what I might end up doing is putting some of my blueberries over here and kind of having 2 blueberry patches that'll go together. Anyway, let's keep going. Garden tour. Thank you, Gail, by the way, for putting on this garden tour collaboration. This is great fun, and I love showing off my garden, even the messy parts, like look at that great big giant weed back there. Anyway, my lamb's ear is starting to flower, so I'm going to let it. I don't think I'm going to let my oregano flower yet, though. I think I'm going to come and cut it and harvest it again, because I've got lots of things that are going to flower right now. So, and I would like to have some more oregano, because oregano is a survival herb. Herb or herb? You tell me, which do you say? Herb or herb? Anyway, continuing on. I have a little squash here that has finally popped up. I have my other Waltham squash over there that does not look super happy. Keeping my fingers crossed. Molly's cherry. And it's looking a little rough. I think it got a little overwatered when we had all that rain, but it's got some flowers. It's got some flowers on it and some little buds. So we'll see. My pepperoncinis are starting to just come into flower. Just a little bit. This is my catnip. I need to come and harvest it again before it goes to flower. My peppers, more of my pepperoncinis. So I've got these over here away from my other peppers so that they don't get cross-pollinated, hopefully. Here are my 5-color peppers. Mostly they're just purple so far. I'm expecting them to someday change color, so I'm leaving them on there. We'll see what they do. Here's my garlic, almost ready to harvest. I came in about a week and a half ago and trimmed all my scapes off, and oh, I guess I missed one. Oh, darn it. Anyway, my apple tree, which is going to need a good trimming this fall. Again, my grapes. Look at all of my grapes. Oh my goodness, it's just crazy full of grapes here. I can't wait. Let's go around here. My stevia. I'm hoping that that little tiny thing there is my stevia. I don't know, I've never grown it before. I don't know what it looks like. My bergamot was looking awfully thirsty earlier. Still is a little bit, looking a little limp, but I gave it a bunch of water, so it's perked up a little bit. Over here we have the tarragon, looking lovely. My echinacea, which was also looking pretty sad this morning, but it got a good watering. And you can see this one's got loaded with flowers. Oh, so is this one. So I'll be harvesting those. Like I said, I had harvested some of my other echinacea up front, just some of the leaves before it flowered, but apparently the flowers and the leaves are both really good for you. So it's funny how this green grape is so much fuller, even though I've trimmed the heck out of both of them, trying to expose some airflow and let these grapes be exposed to the sun. But oh my gosh, this one over here is just going crazy. And I don't want to cut off a lot of this new growth, because these new canes are going to be what put out my fruit next year. You can see, look at these grapes. Oh my goodness. Some of them are still little flowers, but they will hopefully soon be grapes. Seen lots of bees around, so. I've transplanted my onions now, my Walla Wallas and my other yellow onions. My little cucumber over there in the corner, doing okay, that one. The other one I bought is dead. Don't know why. Basil, my basil is not happy. It's been cool this spring. I guess it's now summer, but it's been a cool year so far this year. My Tom Thumb is doing okay. My peppers, I do have some peppers. I have a little bell there, and I have a couple more little bells over here, and I got lots of flowers. Must be time to give everybody a good feed again. It's been a few weeks. My beans are looking fabulous. These are my bush beans. There's the rose I was telling you about that I got for my birthday. Now my red amaranth, I don't know anything about this. Somebody sent me the seeds, and it's supposed to be something fabulous and something that you should grow for survival. So I'm hoping to learn more of it and maybe get some more seeds of it and decide if it's something that I can grow enough of for it to be worthwhile. So there's that. Where should we go next? Chamomile, going crazy. I need to come and get this harvested before it's too late. I should actually sit down and do that as soon as I finish filming this video. My spinach and my bok choy that I have let go to seed. I'm probably going to come and trim some of this bok choy off. I'm not going to need all of these seed pods that are forming on here. I don't need that many bok choy seeds, and yeah, it's squashing the poor little potato that's down underneath there. And again, more chamomile. This bed is eventually going to be full of chamomile, because it's wonderful. And here we go. So I planted more onions in this bed. And you can see I have a marigold. I have a couple marigolds in there. My Mariana tomatoes, which are doing lovely. My cannabis, which looks lovely. My red kidney beans, which are looking good. These onions, these are more of the yellow onions that I got from grape jams. So they're going in there. I moved some of my Egyptian walking onions out to here, and we're going to hope that they survive. I want to clean that barrel out where they live right now. Oh, I see another fresh strawberry. I just picked a bunch today, but I see that I missed one. I have 3 different kinds of strawberries in here, and they're all delicious. I do need to get out here with some neem oil. And here, this wild jungle, you see my celery. I was bragging about it earlier today. There's some of it that's at least a couple of feet tall. And then back there is a brandywine tomato. This here is a carrot that I let go to seed. I actually thought I had harvested all the carrots out of there, but this popped up this year, so I let it grow and let it go to seed. Same with this leek here. It has grown. It's got a seed pod up there that's about to burst. And over here I have my Scotia tomatoes and my asparagus, which is about done for the year. A few more onions. I put some walking onions back here in the corner. Another kidney bean right there. And this here, I got loaded with these Scotia tomatoes, so that's exciting. This one here's got some on it too. And then some more of my onions spread out. And then there's some kind of tomato back there that came up. And another bean, another couple of beans. A couple of those red kidney beans. So here are my walking onions, and like I said, I want to wait and see that the ones that I planted and spread out will take. And then I want to clean this barrel out and get some fresh dirt in it, and probably put walking onions back in it again, but I want to recycle some of the dirt. And yeah, it's had the same dirt in it for years. I do add to it, but yeah, it needs for me to pull it out and clean it out and fix it up. Another cannabis over here. Speaking of healing herbs, here is my lemon balm, and it is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that, my friends, oh, it's not quite my garden tour. We have these grapes vining all over the place. We have to go through here because I actually have stuff growing back here. That's my deer fence to keep the deer out. Anyway, I got another cannabis. I got some foxglove, which probably should be chopped pretty soon. But look, I've got some raspberries on my raspberry bush. Pretty excited about that. I have some over here too. So yeah, isn't that marvelous? And I'm going to come and harvest some of these raspberry leaves right after I harvest the raspberries. I can't wait to dry them for tea as well. Another bin that Dave got me. We're using it for just kind of compost for now. All right, there you have it. That is my end of June garden tour. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see your garden. Take good care of yourself. I will see you soon. Bye now.